How does this change the compensation, the philosophy, the structure of the typical sales department that doesn't want to be thinking, "Oh, I need to be a year out in front of that RFP or RFI. I need to be investing my time and resources to reach out." And what I took away from what you're saying is building trusted executives within the companies that we want to do business with, right?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of a change needs to happen in the sales department for that to happen?
We've had chief sales officers in the past who have targeted salespeople with not just what you're going to win this quarter, but what are you doing to get you 30% along for the next quarter? Because they've realized how important that was. Anyone knows if I bring on $1 million deal to the business and the quarter ends, nobody cares about that million anymore. That's the last quarter, right? It starts again. It
Right,
doesn't matter how good you were
right.
before, it starts again. It just feels like a mistake to not hit the ground running and just go cold into the next quarter or the next month and be like, I've got a blank sheet again. There's that Glenn Ross thing about always be closing or whatever, but I think there's always be thinking what else is coming down the line. And one of the really big deals we won many years ago, the salesperson responsible closed that, I think, in November of that year and hadn't closed anything else for the entire year. They put all their eggs in one basket on this one deal, and it worked. It was a gamble. They put everything on red, but it worked. And they spent that whole year picking off those buyers, building a relationship, understanding them as a customer, understand the challenge. That's an extreme example, but that really worked well. It could have gone terribly wrong because if we hadn't signed that, that person didn't sign anything pretty much that year. But again, that started to change us because we were like, there is no way we're going to continue to win deals of that size unless we do it in that way. I'm not going to win $1 million business from a 50,000 person tech company in California in 6 months. That's just never going to happen. So my target had to reflect the smaller deals I was winning, but this almost underlining, like when you watch a film, you've got these small storylines that are happening, but there's one serious storyline that's taking place under all of them. It's almost like that's what you've got to think about. What's the big deal I'm nurturing whilst I'm winning all those smaller deals?